Hi, my name is Sandy Carter and I'm IBM's Vice President of Social Business, and welcome to today's Social Business Coffee Break. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, and I'm hoping that you've grabbed a cup of coffee and you're continuing on our social selling series. This is our fourth trend that we're talking about, doing a backwards countdown like David Letterman. We've already gone through how to build your social graph, how to know your customers and your prospects, how to understand influencers, and today we're going to focus in on engagement and how you do that engagement with your clients and your prospects as well. Now, let's get started. Talking first about what engagement is. So I like to think about engagement as turning someone into a real participant with you versus just being a spectator of what you're doing. So if you think about in sports, cheering in the stands versus being on the field in the game is a difference between engagement and being a spectator. And that's really what we're talking about here. Now, how do you get your clients to engage with you, to be part of your team? If you think about the reason this is so important, IBM recently did a CEO study, 1,800 CEOs around the world. And what we found was that 73% of those CEOs said that engagement with social will be their primary form of engagement going forward the next 3 to 5 years. Now that's really compelling because that 73% 2 years ago was 1%. An amazing difference in 2 years or less. So CEOs know that clients want to engage with us as sellers in the social realm. Let me give you an example of a client that is based in Indonesia, Bumba Desa. Small client, they are a restaurant owner. They've used social to engage with their patrons in a very interesting way. First, they've engaged their employees so that they get stronger client engagement. So sharing best practices. How did you greet the clients? How did you serve the meal? Chefs, what was your favorite ingredient? They've now gone into broader and bigger communities where they've got food critics and others coming in. So they're engaging in the foodie phenomena that's happening in Indonesia, now Malaysia and Singapore, really getting people excited about their brand of food. A lot of it through their employees who have been that strong engagement area. Now, what are some of the secrets of engagement? Well, if you're engaging someone and having a two-way dialogue, you're not just doing a one-way. You're not just pushing information out to them. You're sharing stuff that's of interest. You know, today somebody sent me an article on Twitter and they said, I thought you might be interested in this. New research report on mobile social. Very interesting. Really appreciated that. And it started an engagement between myself and this actually client of mine. So find out, understand what's important to your clients. And not just on a professional level. One of my clients was going on vacation, so I shared some information because I had been there on that vacation spot. Amplify your customers' content, especially if it's something you're really passionate about. But don't just say, well, this is good, but add value to it. You know, I agree with what was said here, but I'd like to add so that you have a point of view and you're also viewed as an influencer, like we talked about last time. Interact or be forgotten for sure. Now, one of my very favorite examples is here in Westchester County with my own guy who cuts my hair. His name is Ricky. He owns Richard Scott Salon. Small business. So if you're a small business owner, you are not left out. Now, what he's done is really taken his whole engagement model, which is very personal, very relating, and he's put it onto social networks. He's on Foursquare, he's on Pinterest, he's on Facebook, and in there he interacts. He engages with his clients like he does in person. So when recently Hurricane Sandy came through the Westchester area, he got online and he offered up his salon for free showers because they have a spa. You know, free blow dries because he had power when others didn't. So he engaged not just on his business, but on helping out the community. Do you know that he hasn't done any print advertising for 1.5 years? And his engagement level, a number of new clients coming in from social, now outpaces every other type of marketing that he does. An amazing story for a small company with a great marketing leader at the helm. So engagement also means that you probably need to think about some of the tools that you're using. Mobile today is the hottest. 68% of people engage in a social network on a mobile device. So you also need to set up notifications to come to your phone. Keep your customers' social IDs on your phone. Do you know I get faster response from many of my clients when I direct message them or post something on their page or go to their IBM Connections community than I do by calling them or emailing them. So make sure that you're looking at that type of engagement and do so on a mobile device. Now there are lots of other examples out here of companies that do this well. Real Connections has really increased the number of interactions through a community they have built with high visibility for their particular clients. It's not only helped them to build that engagement, but also reduce the cost of the way that they engage and the way that they bring new clients in. And if you think about it, that's what this is all about, right? Getting your clients engaged, getting them excited about what you're doing, and making sure that they understand what's really happening. Now, Zurich Davis has done something very similar. They're a recruiting company, and they have now shortened the time it's taken them to find and place a qualified candidate by 25%. Now, how do they do that? Well, they've engaged their clientele. They put the information out there. It's relevant. Others pitch in. It has not only increased their productivity, but their engagement metric and dynamic too. So as a social seller, learn to engage, learn to do that with a frequency, and make sure you are interacting and having that two-way dialogue. My name is Sandy Carter, and this has been our Social Business Coffee Break.